Welcome back to the Builders Academy. In this lesson, we're going to explore interactable items in the Expector EDK. These items are crucial for creating engaging and dynamic experiences in your builds, and understanding how to use and customize them is essential for every builder. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to implement and modify the 4 main types of interactable items included in the EDK. These items are simple interactable, carryable, usable, and sittable items. Let's go through each of them step by step. First, let's discuss the simple interactable item. The simple interactable item is represented by the blueprint called BP Local Interactable Example. This type of item allows the player to interact with objects by aiming at them and pressing the E button. These objects are typically static and remain in place. A great example of this is the portals we use on the facades in the Expector metaverse. These portals allow players to move between different environments and serve as interactive elements that remain fixed. In the EDK, this item can be found in the Items folder within the Core folder. Builders can use this blueprint as it is or modify it for specific purposes. For example, you might want to create an interactive signboard, a button, or a door that opens when triggered. Feel free to experiment with the blueprint and adapt it to your needs. Just remember that this type of item cannot be picked up or carried by the player. It's designed for stationary interactions only. Next, we have the carryable item, represented by the blueprint called BP Carryable Example. Carryable items offer more interactivity by allowing players to pick them up, carry them around, and even throw or drop them. An example of a carryable item is the frisbee found in Expector cities. These items can be used in gameplay mechanics, puzzles, or simply as fun, interactive objects. To use a carryable item, you can modify its blueprint to suit your specific needs. For instance, you might adjust the physics settings, such as weight or how far the item can be thrown. This type of item is perfect for adding an element of interactivity and movement to your builds. For example, you could create a scenario where players need to pick up and transport an object to complete a task or solve a puzzle. The default behaviors, such as picking up and throwing, are already implemented, but these can be customized directly in the actor blueprint. Moving on to the usable item, represented by the blueprint called BP Usable Example. Usable items are an extension of carryable items. Players can not only pick these items up, but also use them while holding them. A great example of a usable item is the spray can found in Expector cities. This item allows players to spray walls with a click of the mouse. Usable items can also be dropped just like carryable items. Usable items are incredibly versatile. You can modify the blueprint to add unique functionality. For instance, you could create a flashlight that illuminates dark areas or a tool that activates other objects in the environment. These items are designed to be held and actively used by the player, making them ideal for tools, weapons, or gadgets. You can find this blueprint in the same folder as the others and adapt it for your project. Lastly, we have the sittable item, represented by the blueprint called BP Sittable Example. This type of item is used to create objects where the player can sit, such as chairs, benches, or sofas. The blueprint includes a default cube that can be replaced with any 3D model. Once replaced, you can adjust the sitting position and the position where the player stands back up. Sittable items are straightforward to use and perfect for creating social spaces or realistic environments. Whether it's a park bench in an outdoor scene or a couch in an interior, these items help add immersion to your build. Simply customize the blueprint with your preferred model and adjust the interaction settings as needed. Now that we've covered the 4 types of interactable items, let's talk about how to integrate them into your builds. The first step is to organize your modified items properly. Inside your Game Feature plugin folder, create a dedicated folder called Interactable Items. This is the folder where you need to store all your modified interactable items. Please copy-paste the items from the Core Items folder into your folder in the Game Feature. Once you paste them there, Give them a specific name, something like BP Bench, or anything else that describes the blueprint of the item well enough. Proper organization ensures that your items are correctly packed and included when you export your project. If you don't store the items in your folder, located in the game feature, it won't be packed properly in the project. Another important aspect of using interactable items is setting up replication for multiplayer functionality. Multiplayer replication ensures that when a player interacts with an item, the interaction is visible to all other players in the metaverse. To enable replication, open the blueprint for your item, navigate to the replication settings in the Details panel, and enable the appropriate options. This step is critical for maintaining a consistent and synchronized experience across all players. Each interactable item type, whether it's simple, carryable, usable, or sittable, may have specific replication requirements. For detailed instructions on setting up replication for these items, refer to the Developer's Manual PDF, which comes along the lesson PDF. This manual provides step-by-step guidance and additional best practices for ensuring seamless multiplayer interactions. In addition to this lesson and the provided PDF tutorial, the Developer's Manual serves as an advanced resource for builders. It dives deeper into the functionality of each interactable item, explaining how to modify them for specialized use cases. Builders looking to create custom behavior or advanced interactions will find this manual invaluable for their projects. Lastly, if you plan to use interactable items on facades, it's recommended to contact the Expector team before finalizing your project. This allows us to perform a compatibility check and ensure your modifications align with platform standards. Compatibility checks help avoid potential issues and ensure your items function as intended in the larger metaverse environment. Remember, all 4 types of interactable items are available as examples in the EDK. These examples provide a solid foundation for experimentation and customization. Use them as a starting point to create unique and engaging interactive elements in your builds. That wraps up our lesson on interactable items. Take the time to explore each type, experiment with modifications, and integrate them into your projects. Don't forget to test your items thoroughly, especially for multiplayer functionality, and always keep your game feature plugin well organized. Thank you for joining this lesson, and as always, happy building!